Okay, picking up from where we left the last video, which was the east side of Verona, we're back to Park Avenue. We have our Voltaire cycles, electric bicycles. We have a Cleaners. This walk will take us almost to the western edge of town, but I think I'm going to chop it into a third part because it's just too much to cover. So Verona is geographically small. It's like 2 miles by 2 miles with about 13,000 people in it. Kind of square. This Bloomfield Avenue runs east to west and chops the town up. It's the biggest, I would say the most traveled road in the town, although it's fairly quiet this morning. Coming up on the only catering hall, Richfield Regency, full-size, wedding venue type thing. We're going downhill now. The altitude of Verona runs from about 600 feet above sea level to about 800 plus feet above sea level. That's because Verona exists between two mountain ridges. The first Watchung Mountain, which is in Montclair, and the second Watchung Mountain, which is in Caldwell. So you can see that we're going downhill. The low point in the distance where that car is right about now, that low point is the Peckman River, which runs underneath Bloomfield Avenue. And on the left of that is Verona Park. And this building here, kind of interesting. This used to be a movie theater many years ago. And now it's an office building. A few years ago, we got a bookstore. And it's not a Barnes & Noble or anything, it's just a small corner bookstore. It's called the Collective Bookstore. At the very corner, a restaurant called Dolce Marie. I'm going to duck down this side street just for a second. In any event, over there is Walgreens. I think it might be our only pharmacy in Verona. Back onto the boulevard, back onto Bloomfield Avenue. Continuing downhill, we have salons, nail places, and a hot dog restaurant. This is where my barber used to be for many, many, many decades, but now it's a hot dog restaurant. It's called Chris's Red Hots, and it also has a mobile food truck, which is parked over there. There's the Walgreens from another view. So this street here is Claremont. Claremont runs to the eastern border and terminates here on Bloomfield Avenue. Gym, stretch gym. Another spa. This place opened up within the last year. It's a dumpling place with bao tea and We've been there a few times. We like it. Hairdresser. Throwback to old Verona. This is a printing place. There still are printing places. Yeah. This is, let me show you. So this is the Peckman River. And doesn't look like much now, but if you look in the distance, there's a deer sitting in, several deer in the Peckman River. So Peckman River is kind of different than most rivers. It flows north. It joins the Passaic River eventually. It flows through West Orange and then flows north to Verona and then flows north to Cedar Grove. And Verona Lake, Verona Park is part of that. The Peckman River flows into Verona Lake and flows out to the north. We'll see that later on when we make the return trip. Organic juicery, bakery, barbershop. This corner building is, this corner store is empty. Access down there is Verona Municipal Parking Lot number 1, or the largest lot in town. We don't have any like parking garage structures. We have a few ground-based parking lots. 8 Hills, Lakeside Deli. We have a lot of barbers. So that's another barber. An antique shop. In the first video I talked about that little row of antique stores, and this is one that's not with the others. Avenue Bistro. During the pandemic they installed these windows so it could be open air, and they still do open the windows to create an open wall to the street when the weather's nice. Alpha Fit Club, another gym. This is a Chase Bank, but now it's kind of like a wealth management JP Morgan Chase rather than just a Chase Bank. I feel like I have to detour here a little bit. This is the Verona Civic Center. It's what would be the town square, except it's rectangular. So you can see that there's a vehicle, that white vehicle. It's actually a band shell, a portable performance space. So we have concerts there on Wednesdays. And in terms of what's a lot of different things on here, I'll take a second to just point them out. So on the right and straight ahead, that's HB Whitehorn Middle School. It kind of also wraps around the back with athletic fields. And then also to straight ahead, that's the public library where the police car is. And I think this is a World War I memorial. And then that stately building straight ahead of us is the municipal building. It has the council chambers. It has the police department. There's another facility at the community center that does things like, inspections and taxes. So that's another view of the library. Getting back onto Bloomfield Avenue. That's the, on our right is the public entrance to the police department. That's the library in the distance, Gould Street, so it provides access to that municipal complex. Across the street is a big empty field that used to be an IHOP. I don't know what they're ever going to do with it. It's been like that for 10 years. Verona Inn. Sushi Hibachi Teriyaki. This place has industrial cooking equipment. Okay, so that's the pathway to the smaller of the two big lots in Verona parking lots. Sabor di Mi Tierra, the restaurant. And this is Woo Smash, a burger place. And this is the second of our bagel places, Bagel Witch. Very popular. And main place is another spa. We're crossing Grove Avenue. It's one of the bigger streets in town. Photography place. And Refold is a breakfast crepes place that opened up maybe a year or two ago. Glass and mirrors. It's the Verona American Grill. A cute little store that's Main Street Cottage. It's just that's the whole building, and they sell cute things. Post office. We have a very small and a very old post office, and there have been attempts to improve or replace it, and nothing's ever going to be done with that. Jack's Cafe. Nails and lashes. And a doggy day spa. This place is relatively new, maybe the last year. And forgive me if my Spanish isn't good. Nomada, tacos, tequila, food. Haven't been there, but we might give it a shot. And this is a Parkside Lounge. I think if there's an upscale-ish eatery in Verona, that would probably be it. And the tire place. Okay. Presbyterian Church has a very nice thrift shop. This building on the corner, nicknamed the Flatiron Building, If you know New York City, then you know the original Flatiron Building. Framing, picture framing. Entertainment and photography. And another barbershop. Carpet shop. And this L-shaped building is a self-storage. So this is a fairly long uphill, as we're going to be approaching the highest altitude of 800 plus feet. Auto repair, car insurance, and residential coming up. Okay, this on that side street, and I'm going to be coming around to see it again, is see on that corner is affordable housing. I'm not quite sure how it works. For a long time we've had senior housing up at Hillwood Terrace, but this is any age. These buildings are a couple years old. I'm not knowledgeable at all, but New Jersey has rules that try to encourage affordable housing. And towns have to comply, which is tough in a town like Verona that really doesn't have anything that's not already built on. So this complex, a lot of it sits on a former meat processing plant called Cameco. That's where most of this came from, along with some forested areas that had never been touched. Well, you're approaching the turnaround point. There's still a little bit more town to the west that goes to the Caldwell border, but it's It's just going to take too long to get there, so I'll do that in a third video. Okay, so across that street is Verona Firehouse number 1, and it's physically connected to the community center. In our first video, I showed you Company 2, which is a smaller building near the Jeep dealership. Sorry for the huffing and puffing, but that was a big uphill. I don't want to spend too much time here because I'll do a separate video. The community center complex includes baseball fields to the right. Of course, we have our EV chargers. It's a 2-story building. The second story is mainly a basketball court. That first floor has a recreation department, tax assessor, building inspector. There was a renovation done in the last couple of years to this field on the right that added a playground. And completely redid the field area. Now, you can't really see it, but straight ahead, there are 2 full-size soccer fields up the hill. And as I turn this corner, this is the auxiliary building. It's an extra building. When the library shut down because it had to be renovated, they put the library in this building for a while. Straight ahead, there's a soccer field, turf field. Okay, through that door's the ballroom, which is used almost constantly. I take an exercise class there at 10:30, and there's 3 classes before, and in the afternoon there's old stuff. My vocal group performs there. It can be rented out to residents for, parties and stuff within limitations. Okay, so there's a lot more to cover here, but we'll hit that on another video. Now the downhill part. These 2 chargers are on the ChargePoint network. The geese like laying over in Verona Park during their migration, so it's fairly common to hear them fly overhead at certain times. Looking down there is the edge of town. There's one more big street I'd like to cover, which is White Rock Road, and then by the time you get to the second light, you're in the town of Caldwell. Down there is Caldwell College. Now this return stretch has fewer points of interest on it, so I will speed up the video and skip along. I'm not sure what types of businesses or organizations are located in this Fells Plaza building. I've never had a doctor in here or any business to do in here. You can see the sun is coming up in the horizon. So this building is a medical building. So they do outpatient operations like endoscopies, colonoscopies. It's associated with a lot of it. I don't know if all of it is, but a lot of it's associated with Mountainside Hospital, which is part of Hackensack Meridian, 799. As an EMT in town, I have occasionally had to make a stop there to pick up patients who had adverse reactions to procedures. So the rescue squad is always available to assist when things go wrong. 799 Bloomfield Avenue. We're coming up on Forest Avenue, and about 10 blocks in that direction south is Forest Avenue School. Verona does some interesting things with their schools. At the elementary level, we have 4 elementary schools. The town is kind of squarish, and Bloomfield Avenue chops the town up in terms of left and right. So Forest Avenue takes care of the southwest quadrant. It breaks up nicely into 4 quadrants. Then as we continue down the area that we photographed in the previous video, Brookdale School is the southeast quadrant. And the other 2 are a bit off of Bloomfield Avenue, so they are not going to make it into these videos for a while. The other one is Lanning on the northeast quadrant, and then F.N. Brown, which is on the northwest quadrant. The idea is that we don't use busing to get kids to school. It's a small town. In the worst case scenario, you're a mile away from an elementary school. And the middle school is centrally located. That was in the municipal complex that we saw earlier. So the idea is to minimize, to more local control. And when my kids were young, we walked to school all the time because it was only about a quarter mile. And that's the way they set up the elementary schools. This bank here, Liberty Bank, had immediately before been a Citizens. It was some other bank before that. And so far as I can tell, I don't know if this is the only branch of Liberty Bank, but it's not a bank I've ever heard of. I wish them luck. Okay. All of a sudden, the sun is up. Collectibles, gaming and collectibles. nails, contractors, and boutique. We do actually have a rent-a-car place. It's been here for, I don't know, maybe 10 years. You say, well, why do you need a rent-a-car place in the middle of this little town? Usually it's for insurance adjustments, like your car was damaged and it's being repaired and you need a rental car for a period of time. I would think that's why most people would use it, and that's why I certainly have used it in the past. Here's another medical building. Podiatrist is in there. It goes all the way back. It's bigger than I thought. 685 Bloomfield Avenue. Yeah. Here's studio. It looks like there's a residence in the back half of that building. It looks more like a house. Okay. This is Frank Anthony's. It's got outdoor seating for the summertime. Italian restaurant. Parking's a little challenging, but parking could be interesting in town. Now, one of the things that keeps this from being a nice downtown is many stretches don't have a parking lane. So, it'd be nice if you can encourage, we walk a lot. In town, I walk a lot. I may go to the fruit market or to the bagel place. They're all within a quarter to a third of a mile. I like making my videos, so I get used to walking. Gas station. I think we have 2 gas stations. There's an Exxon down the road. Krausers is like a chain. We happen to have 2 Krausers in town. This one happens to be food and liquor, and down on Grove Avenue there's another Krausers. I don't know why, but it's fine. Physical therapy place. Learning Express. They drew a nice mural on that wall. That grassy plot used to be an IHOP. Yeah, an IHOP long time ago. And it just hasn't, they haven't put anything there. Don't know why. I suppose if they put anything there, they'd probably put up another parking lot. So again, that's the Municipal Complex Police Station on the left. This is a spot called The Room. Kind of interesting that the entire front opens up to be open air. And it looks like it's got a lot of stations. We used to have a lot of cleaners, but we've lost a few along the way, but this is one of the cleaners. Jewelry store, car audio, cigar shop. And then this is the place I get my Chinese food. My wife doesn't like Chinese food, so I get it. They have a luncheon special where for $10 you get a wonton soup and an entree. The Thai place. So we're coming up on another problem property. This used to be the Wells Fargo Bank. And it's been out for a few years, and it's got a big plot, and it's got a lot of parking. But you know, nobody's gotten it yet. You can see that they've done some rough renovating in preparation for whoever might lease it. So, not sure. If Verona allowed drive-thrus, which I don't believe they do, this could be really an excellent place for a drive-thru. But they'll figure it out. That's another view of the parking lot number 1 with another extension of HBW, Whitehorn Middle School, in the back. Here's a sit-down Chinese place. Opticians moved into Caldwell, West Caldwell. Weird alleyway that goes back to I don't know where. Dance Academy. Some other businesses on the second floor. CrossFit gym. Pizza place. And this is La Bella Princess Cafe, and there's been some controversy about the use of this facility because of zoning laws. I'm not going to go there, but you can Google it if you want. Okay, I'll make a walkabout video in Verona Park, but suffice it to say that this continues all the way down almost until the West Orange border. There's a main trail that's 1.2 miles. So, that trail goes around 2 lakes that are man-made lakes. And although the park's established in 1920, the use of this park goes back to well into the 1800s. So earlier I showed how the Peckman River cuts the town in half. I mean, literally, when you stop going down and you start going up, that's where the Peckman River is. There's a bus stop here. We used to have a commuter bus that used to take you straight into the city. That was called the D Camp, but that went out of business and has not been replaced. The local bus is a bus number 29, which runs from West Caldwell all the way to Newark. I'm sure it makes 1 million stops, so I don't suppose it's particularly fast, but it is public transportation. There's other buses that connect you up to Willowbrook Mall, so it is possible to get around with some patience. This little culvert or whatever, you see it's windy, it goes all the way in the back. So that's the Peckman River, where it overflows the dam at Verona Lake and starts flowing north, and we already looked at the other side of that. I'm going to speed up now because there's not really that much on this side. This little place. When we moved to the area, there was a place called Lucy's. Made great, huge hamburgers and fries. I'd go there with the kids and we'd split a hamburger. It was so big. But it's been a number of different things, and it never seems to click. So I don't know what's happening with that. And here's like a Shake's place, Italian ice place. Insurance and dance studio. Now these buildings on the corner are like bookends on the corner. maybe 5 years old. I'm terrible at estimating how long ago something happened, but it's called Verona Place. Parking on the first floor. I think it's rentals. So we're approaching our starting point. There's a few other things I want to cover to make the Bloomfield Avenue tour complete. So I may do a deeper dive into the municipal complex, into Verona Park, into the community center, and maybe to the extreme western border at Caldwell. There's a few things up there. Okie dokie, thanks for walking with me. Hope you enjoy my walking videos. I certainly enjoy walking and making them. And until next time, take care, be well, and we're out.